Welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast, where Mac, the Rev, and Coach Stu dive into conversations that push the boundaries of wisdom, faith, and culture. The traditional ways have had their time. Now, join them in exploring fresh, diverse perspectives on the challenges we encounter every day.
Welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast, where we are on location tonight. You might hear some of in the background. There might be some kid noise.
Sounds of the wild.
The
sound of the crickets, the sound of a crackling fire, and the lapping of the lake against the shore.
We just got done with a little ride on the boat and the lake.
It's amazing.
Sweet. Okay. So
My favorite.
Let's right in with one of our conversations tonight about the Sabbath. We just took a little chunk earlier and went and had a Sabbath on the lake, right? It was beautiful. Just soaking it in. And
I was trying to have a Sabbath. You guys kept talking.
That's true. Yeah. Kept
I was in the back.
Hey,
He kept interrupting.
Hey, Rev.
His Sabbath.
Yeah, he
His
was back
piece.
there.
Holy what?
He was back there, man. We were cruising along right in the boat. So fun stuff, just really, we've been wanting to do one of these on location wherever's for a long time. And my family and I are out on camping for a couple of days here this week out at the lake with our boat, and thought it would be a great opportunity for just the three of us to come exhale together, right? Well, what did we just say earlier? Isn't that beautiful?
I could get used to this.
Yeah.
Can we come out here every week?
Well, we were saying that this is one of my happy places, without a doubt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing for you, Rev, right?
You get me near water.
Okay.
If the waterfall, I'm even happier.
Yeah, and we've got some mountains around here. Stu loves the
I
mountains.
love it. Yeah.
I
love hiking, camping, the mountains, the lake,
And so it was
boating.
it was.
name it.
Here's the concept that we were talking about earlier, right? If this isn't your particular thing, okay, you can still come out here and enjoy this experience, knowing that's mine.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
here's
Isn't
what
that
I want to
beautiful?
ask everybody.
Yeah,
Where is or what is your happy place?
Of
Some
course.
people may not have had an answer. For us, it's so easy because
Yeah.
we know, because we do it,
Right.
But some people may not realize what it is for them until they give it some thought.
right.
That can become a mission. Go find your happy place. Let us help you find your happy place. Let me introduce you to something you've never done. Maybe it'll be your happy place.
Love it.
And it doesn't have to be far, far away.
no,
in
It
a
doesn't have to be a
galaxy.
destination.
Yeah,
Could it be that your happy place is right where you are? You have to find it on the inside. We're so attached to the external reality. Well, I'll be happy when I'm here or when I'm there. Can I
Right.
just be happy where I'm at?
Yes.
That's a harder journey, a little deeper dive.
Yes. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Again, it's a shared experience, and take joy in it as long as the other person has joy in it. I mean, it's a beautiful thing from a communal.
Can I enjoy your
Perspective.
enjoyment? Man, I hope
Of
so.
course.
Yeah.
Anybody's enjoyment. If I see smiles and happy faces like I'm seeing right now,
Right.
that makes me happy.
Right. Absolutely. So just think about that, because conceptually what we had envisioned anyway for this episode was starting with the idea of a Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Very biblical, but not just Christian biblical by any means, right? And of course, it goes all the way back to Genesis for sure, and the Christian tradition and the Jewish tradition as well, that it's just a time of rest.
I used to think that, I was taught that way. Sabbath was a day during the week where you rested
Yeah.
from your labors. And I've learned that Sabbath can be the breath I take. When I'm feeling a little tense or upset, take a breath. That little 30 seconds can be a Sabbath.
Absolutely.
It's the moment to recognize there's something greater going on. I don't have to be a human doing. I can be a human being for 30 seconds.
Mhm.
And it gives me courage and strength and energy and vitality to keep going. So it's not any day during the week. Pick a time and
Right.
just breathe.
Yeah. I mean, the minute it becomes a have to do as opposed to a get to do,
Yeah.
that changes the whole equation. You can't really sink into the experience of it if you have to do it.
And I know biblically it was a day. It was like
Right.
at the end of So it just starts with creation,
Mhm.
right? It was at the end of creation and there was a day. But to me, what I've learned in my journey in life so far is it could be any moment in time for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like on
Right.
Sunday or on Monday or
Right.
it could be, that moment I'm driving in the car
Mhm.
and I just have some higher level experience with God or whatever. I see somebody that makes me smile in the next car.
Yep.
This happened for me driving here, by the way. We looked at each other, we smiled.
Of
I'm
course
like,
it did.
"Oh, did I have a smile on my face?" I'm like, that's great. They did too.
Is that the guy that pulled in stalking you behind you when you pulled in here?
Well,
And you stop and you go, this is good.
yes.
This is good. This is a holy moment. Even if it is a second pat on the road, smiling at somebody.
Correct.
This is good, as God did in all through creation.
Correct.
So another way to look at Sabbath could be like connection, right? Connection with God, but connection with people, right?
Oh,
or it could
absolutely.
be connection with yourself.
And can that be all at the same time? Connection with God,
Oh,
with
you're
other
getting-
people,
you're getting
and
a little-
myself.
You get a little sci-fi out
Is
of it
this
now. Get a little sci-fi. The Rev is off the
The
rail.
mystery.
Put
This
him
is,
outside. He's off the rail.
this is the mystery man over here.
Get him out of the building. Look out.
That's the ultimate Sabbath, though. That's the
Yeah,
place
yeah.
of oneness. And I'd like to
I'm with
find
you.
is that sitting at this table,
Mhm.
I can experience in God and your enjoyment, and my own enjoyment all at the same time.
Yeah. And a lot of times a Sabbath can and does come with an exhale. Again, whether it's a 5-second exhale or it's truly a time where you're going, okay, we're out on the boat and we're just cruising, right? I mean, it's just, it's a time to truly stop the monkey brain as much as you can and just step back and enjoy life in a different way than your normal regular. Not that you don't enjoy your regular normal, whatever you're doing,
Right.
but just take some time to step back and exhale. And you know what that's catching?
It's like, are you talking like breathing room? Like have
Well,
yourself
that's
some
one of the things. Yeah.
some
I mean,
breathing
just,
room.
just an exhale room where if you're doing it, I'm doing it, we're doing it together, and it can change the energy.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as a coach, athletes need recovery for us to perform at our best.
There
And
you
as
go.
a competitive power lifter, the week before my competition, I rest. That's like a Sabbath.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
I'm getting regenerated. My body's getting regenerated. My mind, so I'm ready to go. You know what? It's ready to go when competition day comes. And you know what? Life works the same way. The same.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our culture has, you said powerlifting. It's like we're doing a lot of heavy lifting these days, emotionally, mentally, physically. There's a lot of going on. And I think the whole human race could take one big giant pause. You were talking about that
Yeah.
pause to breathe.
Yeah.
I've noticed when there's a meeting, and don't tell my staff that I do this or my board, but yawns are contagious. And
Yes,
if we're talking over each other and there's all this tension going up, I will intentionally yawn. And it absolutely brings the temperature down.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Of course, when I'm doing the
Nobody-
sermon, everybody's yawning anyway.
I always thought yawning was because of lack of oxygen
Yes.
in your body.
That's what I
So
heard.
I used to tell my teachers that all the time. Like, you're not boring.
Yeah.
I just needed more oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah. Sit in the corner with a dunce cap on. Oh, yeah. Well, what do you use that time for? Again, it's not because you have to,
Mhm.
but maybe it allows you at some times when you don't take time otherwise to truly do some contemplating. Is that, in a normal sense, a lot of times we just don't. We're going Mach 6 with our hair on fire, like I like to say all the time, and it's hard to contemplate.
Well, okay, I'm going to get all sideways on you again.
Uh-oh.
In a class last night, and that pause is yes to contemplate, but then it's to the place of no contemplation.
Yeah.
That we're moving from I'm doing something to doing nothing and being nobody.
Right.
And then on the other side of that, when I've taken the pause, I realize that I'm everything and I'm everybody. That's the journey back to God. And you don't get there if you don't take the pause to be in the void.
Right. Well, it puts you in a different place.
I think I like this outdoor rev. I feel like I'm up on a mountain right now. Nobody's around.
The
It's not
sage.
so uptight.
And I'm hearing these things.
The sage.
And I'm like,
here.
wow, this is the rev talking to
Yeah.
me right now.
We like it. Thank you.
Come down off your peak already.
Well, it's good. So Sabbath, we just wanted to start out with that, right? Just the idea that here we are, and it came to me is as I was doing some of my studies this last week, and I thought it was really just a really cool thing to chat about.
Let me mention you. One of the points you made for history of the Sabbath. The Sabbath was diverse spiritual development and encouragement. So I was kind of looking at different religions or that how they might view it. The Sabbath. So like with Judaism, it's like for them strict rest, communal worship, meals, joy. Like I've got to experience this in my life, and it's amazing. Wait, Christianity is often tied to Sundays, Sunday worship. Which is
Some
great.
denominations it's Saturday. And there's a big argument.
Some are Saturday, right? If you look at like modern spirituality, if I may say it like that, like there's like retreats, silence, like digital detox, like turn off the phones, turn off the TVs. I love those moments. I mean, like the year that we lived in Costa Rica, where I did not have a cell phone because it didn't work. That was amazing. That was amazing.
All year.
Was it instantaneously amazing, or did it take time to enjoy it?
No, instantly. We all still got along. It was kind of like this. I'd leave that place we were living and I'd say to my wife, okay, this is what I'm going to go do. And I would go out and do it. And I would come back, right? I mean, imagine like not having a phone and say, hey, where are you? What's going on?
I remember those days. Yeah. I was a kid.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. I kind of see the Sabbath as like a spiritual workout.
Well, okay.
You're practicing disciplines, maybe like pausing, like Brett was talking about, strengthening your life purpose, maybe, So I just wanted to mention some of those because I know a lot of people listening, have had that experience in their lives.
Yeah.
When I've stopped to get quiet, to really get quiet, I worked out a lot of stuff that I was.
So the time when it happens,
It's
right?
exactly. I had to stop and pause for it to get out because it was consuming me. I didn't even know it.
Right. Well, to me, here we are in this environment, as we've been talking about. I'm looking at things differently. I look at different things than I see on a normal basis every day. I'm just put myself in a different place to be able to see life differently, let alone anything else. And so I think it's really helpful to purposefully take a Sabbath, let alone the stuff that just
Well, I
sort
have
of
to say,
happens.
you guys are better looking in campfire.
Thank you very much, because I'm in the shadow. But Stu already brought up a little bit of the next kind of thing that had hit me this last week as I talk about the stuff with Casey. And he had just a real cool section of part of my study last week. And it was the quintessential age-old, what's the purpose of your life thing, right?
Yeah. Why are we here?
Why are you? What's the story? What do we have a purpose? Do we have does this all make sense for whatever
Does that
reason?
purpose change?
And does that purpose change? Is it set and forgotten, or does it evolve? Yeah, that's a great point.
Well, you hear this question a lot. What's my purpose? And you hear it like in movies, you read it in books, people say it, right? And to me, I don't feel like my purpose is handed to me like fully complete, like fully formed. I feel like I need it, like it's developing. And for me, it's like through spirituality, like it's developing, like to become whatever it is,
Well, here's journey. You have to discover. Here's the little bit of the striving and maybe the ache and the arduous effort important to finding that real cause, that real purpose on life. I think so.
Yeah, it's the age-old thing where you talk about the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? I mean, it's this deal that says you don't get all the answers up front. If you do, and you think you do, then there's really no growth. There's no struggle. There's no contemplating. There's no getting it wrong. There's no.
If you try to help the butterfly out of the cocoon, it dies because it's too weak. The same with the chicken and egg.
Yeah.
And so this was a question asked in that same class last night is what is the purpose of being here on earth? Is the struggle part of that? Is our need to develop some spiritual muscles, emotional muscles, essential to our understanding of why we're here?
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you feel like in your life, you could have more than one purpose?
God, I hope so.
Because I think people,
Yeah.
well, I think when people look at why am I here? What's my purpose? I think they feel like it's a thing, whatever that is. And they're looking for that their whole life. And either, they find it or they don't, or maybe let's say they find it and they're like, okay, I know what my purpose is. And then that's it.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there could be like, hey, I have a purpose, I found it, and then you find another one, or there could be others?
Or is it that there's a root and it manifests in 10 different ways? So my purpose is to love and to love more fully. It shows up as a family man, as a minister, as a friend. It can show up in different ways in different iterations. I don't know.
I think about this. The reason I know I'm kind of dominating this part, but because it brings a memory to me in that the 2 months before we were moving to Costa Rica. And Costa Rica, a lot of things happened for me when we moved to Costa Rica and I came back. That's when I started coaching wrestling. It was an amazing experience in Costa Rica. 2 months before, and I'm going to say it this way, I should have died in a motorcycle accident. I drove a motorcycle off a 100-foot cliff and jumped up with nothing wrong with me. My bike totaled. And I thought about this a lot since that happened. I'm like, okay, I obviously am here for a reason, and now when I can look back on that, because that's 15, 16 years ago now, 16 years ago, I think about all the things that I've done, the amazing experience in Costa Rica, the coaching. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've been coaching for 15 years. I can go on and on and on, doing this podcast, doing other, spiritual related, courses and all that I've led at churches. I mean, I just think about all the places so like for me, it's like that wasn't like a single purpose. That was like a whole bunch of things.
Sure.
That's kind of why I was asking you the question.
Was the near-death experience, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Did it create more clarity, or did it speed you up I better get on about doing my purpose?
I don't think it sped me up. It made me think about why I'm here, because I was here. I wasn't gone. And every time I thought about that event, I thought, okay, I should not be here. And if you saw the scene, the people that came, the police that came were like, how are you alive? I mean,
do you believe that was the hand of God in some form?
I choose to believe it, believe that. I mean, because again, there were a lot of things that happened that I can't explain. Yeah. Like when you're flying through the air over a cliff and there's trees and rocks and you don't hit one of them. I could say, okay, I was lucky, or, it was, by chance, but I just don't choose to look at it like that. I choose to think that there was, somebody's
divine presence,
God's hand that said, hey, you know what? I've got things for you to do.
There you go.
You cannot, and this is going to now send you on the path you need to be on.
Yeah.
And at the time, did I say this? No.
Right.
No way did I say it at the time.
In the book that we read that lies we believe about God.
Right.
The whole book.
Right.
One of them in there, one of the chapters, and I'll never forget one of the things that Young says is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you do A or B or C or D or think or whatever. God's going to climb right in there with you. Okay. It doesn't matter. You're going to be purposeful about pursuing love, pursuing the goodness. And whether you get it wrong, quote, you get it right, you get it, it doesn't matter. There's no sin involved or not. God's just going to say, let's go together. If that's the choice you want to make, we're doing it.
Can you screw up a purpose? Can you be born with a purpose? And can you mess it up by not listening?
The last bit of what you said is what's important in that.
Right.
You can ignore it. Yeah. And to me, I don't know if I want to say it's screwing it up, but it just means that you're not doing something you were probably meant to do, or where you were being led.
So we can forestall our purpose on the planet by not listening or paying attention. It's just being put off. But eventually we're going to have to come face to face with why we exist.
Or does that possibly lead you to another purpose?
Stepping stones.
Doing that,
Yeah. I guess I try to take the higher. I think that you were mentioning earlier, one of my favorite sayings, and you guys have heard this before, is that my purpose is a main purpose, maybe not the only, but it flows from being a distribution center for God's love.
Right.
And then it doesn't matter whether I'm going left, I'm going right, I'm going up, I'm going down, I'm doing A or B. It's all there, Whatever I choose specifically path A to path B. It's not wrong. You know what I mean? If I'm thinking that okay, my gosh, door 1, 2, or 3, which one am I supposed to pick? And if I pick the wrong one, what am I going to do? You know?
Are we pre-programmed for that, or is there a co-creative process in here? I'm partnering with the energy of life that's chosen to express as me and to incarnate on Earth. Am I a partner with it, or is it just predetermined and I have no control?
Yeah.
What you're saying sounds like co-creative process.
Absolutely.
I choose path B,
yeah.
but I'm still going to live the same. I'm going to still be the good person I am that I would be on path A or C.
Right. Yes.
I think you have control over what you want to do with your life.
Right. Exactly.
So,
yes.
I
And,
mean,
and when you think that you got to figure out what God has specifically, that job, that spouse, that thing, I think we
limit.
We
limit the universe.
you're saying I can't be type A about it? I got to just trust.
Well, you can.
That's just,
All I know is in the back of that boat today, I had to give up control. I thought we should have gone left, and you went right.
you did say something.
God was behind the wheel.
So,
Well,
it's
this
interesting stuff, guys.
Casey's, this topic about Casey, from Casey.
Yeah.
Right. That's the guy, right?
Right.
Casey.
And
Edgar Casey.
You could kind of almost frame this as being discovering your purpose and distributing love versus arguing over who's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you could kind of see it in that, and I could see it in that way. It kind of hit my mind when I was thinking about this. But you know what? We've talked about Casey's his cultivating awareness and purpose for your life, that kind of thing, and distribution center for God's love. But we've also talked about the Sabbath, and I actually I kind of see it like these two topics go together really well. And here's how. I mean, they beautifully go together. Like Casey's purpose and love, right, is really about why we live. Right, it's kind of how I'm seeing it. If I simplify it, right?
Sure.
And the Sabbath is about how we pace that life.
Yeah.
Like, how do you pace it? So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, but I think you can also, you said we have choices.
Yes.
And there says this. We all have choices. And if you choose, as Casey would say, to make life's choices within the spiritual intent that you might give it, is closer to the mark of you being fulfilled and doing your purpose than if you decided that you were just going to try to do that all on your own and without any greater power, I'm going to call it. And again, this doesn't take away from somebody that's not spiritual, and they don't live their life that way, and they don't pursue and make decisions that way. Why? And it doesn't mean you have a bad life. It just means that if you will, according to Casey, and I happen to believe it, that if you will take with a spiritual intent, then the vistas open up far greater, and you're empowered to do whatever it is you choose to do.
I'm thinking about Martin Luther King Jr., who, and I'm going to paraphrase this, who said at one point, "Use me, God. Show me how to take who I am and what I can do and use it for a purpose greater than myself." That works if you take God out of the equation. Use me, life. Is my consciousness. I want to be used by life to bring to me opportunities for a purpose greater than my small self.
Right.
And I think that you don't need religion or spirituality to do that. It's a nice tool for me.
Right.
But the reality is, those listening, take God out of the equation. Life is calling you to a greater expression of you, and it's way bigger than you could ever even imagine.
Right. Well, but if I'm faced with that, though, I sure want to do it with a spiritual focus as opposed to not.
Right.
I guess would be my choice anyway.
Right.
It would be not only my choice, it would be my encouragement. I can't tell anybody what to do, but for my life, I'm glad I don't have to try to figure it out alone.
Yeah.
And
for those, that word God is a hard word for them. It's life showing up. You guys, okay, we're partners. We can accomplish more as a trio than we ever could alone.
Absolutely.
The people that I know that don't really count on a divine being, or maybe don't believe in God and all, they look to their connection is with people.
Yep.
The people in their lives.
Right.
So they're getting it where we may get it from God or divine being. They're they may be getting information and pushes and nudges from people. I mean, I've had this happen in my life.
Well, yeah, I've actually found God as much, if not more so, in relationships than I have going to any church, including my own.
Right.
It's the moments, those moments that are immeasurable awarenesses of something greater than the people that are in that experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's holy and it's beautiful.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, the age-old question, ponder it a little bit. We're on our Sabbath. We're looking at the sky.
Stars are out.
The sun has gone down.
I hear crickets or frogs.
The frogs, right? You can probably hear the frogs in the background. So, we're just contemplating this. And I think, Rev, you brought up earlier this idea between human beings and human doings, which is, is a fairly common
question. But,
right.
Is it that our purpose is about being and not doing? Have we, in the world of cause and effect, being is the cause. That's the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, path A, path B, path C doesn't really matter.
Right.
Just do something, but bring your being into the moment. And I think we've gotten so busy just taking care of business. The next task, check mark, that we've lost being.
Right.
And the Sabbath and the question, my purpose is pause and breathe and remember, what do I bring to the doing? That's more important than the doing itself.
Right. Just be. Yeah, come and just be. I think I did a meme way back about something like that.
This, this is interesting because you just described what it is like for me right before I'm about to compete with a lift.
Oh,
like
really?
I go to this place you're talking about,
Uh-huh.
and I have to trust that my body's going to remember, and I've trained and it's ready to do what it has to do. So I just have to be where I am in the moment.
Present.
Just be present and just let it all happen.
Right.
Instead of trying to mentally make it happen, or you know what I mean? Like
I've called that place the high meadow for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've tasted it. I've been there, and I don't want to forget it. And sometimes it's so easy to forget that place. And I bet you lift more. You probably do better as a coach than you would if you didn't find that place.
Absolutely.
I know for me, that's that moment to recognize there's something greater going on here. And I realize how many moments have I missed of God, or of a possibility, or of light, or of a relationship have I missed because I was just checking off the boxes.
Right.
Tick, tick, tick.
Right. Well, we all fall prey to that. It's just the way culture works and society works. From the real key, in my opinion, is recognizing it. You had the word balance. Refocus a little bit to where you bring yourself a little bit further into balance. Not equal necessarily. I always have a trouble with that balance being 50-50. I just don't think life works that way.
We discussed this in another episode. It's not necessarily 50.
Right.
It's a constant process. It's constantly
It's an
moving.
adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I know we've journeyed throughout the years, and it's this, we try to get to the point where we don't have to try so hard, we just are. At whatever it is. Right? Just the being part that is the root. We talk root and fruit all the time too, right? And so when you ground that being, guess what happens to the doing? It goes
Brighter, it's more
stratosphere.
beautiful, it's more expansive.
Right.
But I think what we've, as a culture, are using doing to try and get being. It's like the Buddhists would call that hungry ghost. I got to do more because then I can be. I got to work harder. I remember watching these people who paid millions of dollars for their houses, and I'd watch them leave in the morning before the sun was up, 4 a.m. to go to work for their doing. And then they'd come home at 8 o'clock at night when it was dark. They never got to experience their beautiful home. They never got to being. Being has to come first. It has to precede the doing, or you never get there. You're on a hamster wheel.
Right. That might be another. We haven't said this in a while. We have
There's
not.
going to be a meme.
It's going to be that. I haven't said that in a while. Oh, I love that, Rev. That's awesome, man. So, you can just step.
You coax the blues right out of the horn. Meme. I'm sorry.
There we go.
We're out in,
Here we
we're out in
go.
nature. Okay. So, I again but in this being and doing, have we lost sight when it comes to our conversations about how that all works into the relationships?
Well, what the Rev kind of wrote down here in this regard, have we lost sight of meaningful moments? And there's something that I like to say that I wish I came up with, but I did. And it came from a I can call him a friend because I've met him now, Dan Millman, who wrote The Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
I love him.
Yeah, I got to do some camps with him. It's amazing. But one of the things he says is there are no ordinary moments.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like pay attention.
I love that.
Every moment
What do we call
is
them?
important. Yeah, put your antennas up
Get the antennas up,
and
man.
pay attention. And you know, if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie Way of the Peaceful Warrior, because there's a scene in there where he shows him this concept and he's getting him to pay attention to what's around him. And he's outside
Yeah.
like we are now.
Yes.
And it's like, and he can really kind of focus on, you know, there's a butterfly over here, there's a bee over here, there's somebody laughing over here. Like, how many times do you know like what's going on around you?
Oh, do
You know,
I ask the question sometimes, am I using life as a means to an end that I never get to? Or am I just experiencing it moment after moment of beauty? And have I missed those moments because this is a stepping stone to get to somewhere and we never arrive?
And, well, I think a lot of times we live like that without a
I'm
doubt.
guilty as charged.
Well, sure, we all are. And yet, as we journey, I think that's one of those litmus tests that you say, am I any better at that today than I was a year ago, 5 years ago?
Yep.
You know, has my life transformed? Have I deepened? My journey, whatever it is has it begin to change me and transform me to where I'm getting it better? I'm figuring it out better. I'm becoming better. You know, I don't know what you call it. I hate to use better, but higher. But there's a marked difference, I guess, is really what I'm.
And it's not without its dips, because I am better than I was. And I took dips where I went down to the deep, dark hole of totally forgetting. So my life has been a process of remembering, forgetting, each time remembering a little bit more.
a little higher. Yeah, we talked about that in one of our episodes, and I think that's a great journey for sure. So, wow, guys, we could be talking about this for like ever, right? I mean, we could have a
You
conversation.
got room in your tent for me tonight?
All right. The gang has been great around us. They're around some campfires here. We got families. We got friends. We got animals. We have boats, fishing. It's just been a great time for us. And we've got all day tomorrow. We do. My family's coming to visit tomorrow. Some of my
Sweet.
kids. And so,
Well, I actually took a day off tomorrow during the week because I'm taking a Sabbath.
well,
Very good.
for you. No,
Because I'm working all next week. But a balance is there.
That's
All right.
okay.
Well, it's a trade.
That works.
All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming and being with all of us. And they've been great. Thanks for the whole experience, just taken out of your day to come all the way out here, because this is certainly further away than where we normally meet. Okay. I saw your wife on Sunday, and she looked at me and she goes, "You're going to steal my husband life for the evening. Where are you taking it? What are you doing with him?" You know?
You got room in your tent for two?
Well, let me just tell you, like driving here for me and driving back is going to be amazing because I enjoy my time in the car on my own, and because things happen for me in those moments.
People smile and they drive by.
People smile at me. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But
As long as it's not the policeman when you roll the window down.
you can definitely smile
Okay.
at the policeman. Come on.
Hello, officer. Let's create a moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh. So guys, Sabbath, right?
Sabbath. Yes.
We
Yeah.
talked about that. Purpose for life, as Stu mentioned. It kind of all goes together, doesn't it? How do you separate all this stuff? You can't. I mean, it just doesn't. The minute you try to do it, you're going to come up with something less than what you started with, you know? So, so much fun. So much fun being out here together, just exhaling. Want to thank you both for, again, being willing to do it. Join me in my space out here.
We appreciate the invite. This is, we could do this every week. I could do this every week.
I could do this
On the
every
side.
The Rev's already said that.
Yeah.
Right?
We could take turns. I have a nice fire pit in my
You do?
backyard. We can,
You do?
we can
We
go
have a
out
nice
there.
back porch that
Yeah.
you can always come. So maybe we'll start doing this.
Well, I'll host you guys at Glacier National Park or Yosemite. You have your
That would be amazing. But here's the thing. Let me, I just want to remind everybody, like this is what we're doing right now. This is how Jesus did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He wasn't in a building anywhere.
out of these
I mean, it was just like, where can I get together with you and have a conversation?
Just hanging.
And
man.
this is, I mean, so I encourage everybody to do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be any place necessarily iconic or special. It can be.
Every place,
but
every
doesn't have
moment
to
is
be.
special.
That's right. Just look at it that way. This is, right now we're on the mountaintop. I mean, all along the way, it's beautiful. And again, we're doing it together. Right.
Because
Yeah.
together is
It's
better.
We said that. Oh, well, yeah, we are. Good stuff. Anything else, guys? Appreciate
Is this the moment where we take off our clothes and dance around the fire?
I'll get back to
I'm
it.
ready.
Is that
I'm
okay?
ready there.
We got to go douse in the lake first, and then we can come back. Right? So, enjoyed it. We'll be back in the round next week. For a normal deal, but fun stuff tonight. Anything else, gentlemen, before we wrap up?
Gratitude. I appreciate life. I appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys.
I'm with you. I love it. I mean, this to me is being outside and in nature, especially by water and in the woods is I feel closer to God.
Okay, guys. Just howl on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. And thanks for listening. If you're still with us, and we'll see you next week. Take care.